So today I just want to talk about the Toronto housing market and why the prices of homes are so expensive. So I think in the last 10 years, the prices have gone up so much. It is not feasible for lots of people to buy that high and to pay a mortgage of a bigger amount like 3,000, 5,000, or 6,000. People are still buying houses which they cannot afford. It's almost all their paycheck. It's going towards the buying the house. Like some people are paying like from their take home pay, like 80% or 70% is going to their mortgage, and then they are left out with like 20 or 30% to live their regular life, which is impossible. So why have the home prices gone up so much? So there are a few reasons. So the first reason I think is the population growth. So 10 years ago, the population increase every year, year over year, was 250,000 to 350,000 was the population growth year over year. In the last 10 years, after Trudeau came into power, and he has increased that 350,000 to like 500,000 a year. And then in the last 3 or 4 years, that 500,000 has become 1.2 million people. So those 1.2 million people that's coming every single year, for the last 3 or 4 years, have to get accommodation. So, but they were not making houses to accommodate that many people. So they had to find places to rent or to buy. So there weren't the city was not prepared to bring in so many people and house them. So because of that, the home prices, the builders and the homeowners who were selling the houses, they saw there was a high demand for housing. So they just jacked up the price. Every single month, the prices kept going up. Before 10 years ago, the prices used to go up like every year, like 10,000 per house will go up the whole year, right? But now, because of the population growth, the prices are going up like every month 20,000. They're jacking up the price. And the people are willing to pay that and buy it because they don't have a place to go. So that's one of the reasons the population growth has gone so high. And the second reason is, as I said, the housing supply. There isn't many houses that they're building, right? So because there's no supply of houses and there's so much demand, prices went up. There is supply, but not enough to accommodate that many people. When there were about 250,000 or 350,000 people coming into the country, they were able to build houses for that many people. So they're trying to build more houses, but they're not able to keep up with the population growth. So the second reason is not enough houses for the people. So the third reason is the low interest the banks are offering. So because inflation went up so high, I think it almost went up to 10% inflation, right? So bring the inflation down to 2%, they had to bring the interest rate down. So when they brought the interest rate down like 1.9%, people started borrowing a lot of money because the interest rate was so low. And they did not mind to pay a very high price for the homes when when they're only paying a smaller amount as a monthly payment. So now the prices have risen so high and the interest rate is going up and people are struggling to pay the mortgage because they have paid high price and bought it. And before, when they bought it 3 4 years ago, the interest rate was low, but now they're increasing it. So with the increase, their monthly payment has increased and they are struggling to pay the mortgage. So one of the reasons the house prices went so high is because of the interest rate. So because the interest rate was low, there were lots of people thinking of getting into the market and buying multiple properties. They were not only buying homes for themselves to live, and they were buying two, three, four, five. Even some people I know, they bought 20 houses or 20 condos. They thought it's a good investment, and they were buying from the builder, and the builders also were pushing for that, because for them, it's they have, before they put up a building, they have to sell 80% of the inventory. So they didn't mind if 10 investors come and buy, a particular investor will buy 10, 20, 30 houses. They didn't mind, because for them it was all about volume, and they want to sell more houses, right? So more houses or more condos, and for them to start building it, right? And people who got bought like that, the investors, they've thought, okay, we can buy this, and before it closes, we can sell it, right, and make money out of it. So even the builder was happy to do that, to sell 20 or 50 units per particular individual to buy those houses, and they were even willing to sell the houses before it closes, and the builder was giving them assignment clauses. So the builder already knows, even before selling them, even before they close it, they will sell it to somebody else, right? So these things happen. So these are one of the things that the prices went up. And also, I think the fifth one is, the Canada has a very strong economy, right? The infrastructure is good. There's job opportunities are good. The climate is also good. The It's very clean, and it's very safe place. It's immigrant friendly. So with all these factors, lots of people wanted to come to Canada. So these are the five things I think is that created the housing market to go really high.